Was you supposed to say yes? Oh, okay.
Yes. I was going to say yes. What up, everybody? What up, everybody? I am VA Verse. Across from me, smiling as usual, looking as beautiful as ever, is my wonderful wife, Z.
And you are listening to For Better or Worse. Hello, guys.
What up, everybody? We are...
Are you serious?
This nigga.
Are you serious?
So this
He
week...
ain't barked this whole time.
He had to
now he
introduce
coming.
himself, too.
Really? You're not going to be coming up in here being loud.
Yeah, that was Zowski. So, but yeah, we in here. It is I. It is her. It is us.
Weez.
It is
That's
we.
a wheeze.
It is we. What's up, everybody? So you have, if you've been tuning in to our releases, we took a little break and we started releasing episodes at the beginning of May. Just getting ourselves back on track. So you guys have heard our voices over the weeks, if you've been tuning in.
Mm-hmm.
But we technically have not cracked the mics in a little bit.
A lot of it.
Those were
been-
episodes in the tuck. Y'all see, we was coming ready to get it popping on y'all. We had them in the tuck. So yeah, we got that. We had that little cushion. So we had a few episodes that we dropped. We finally started getting our couples on like we wanted to.
Woo woo.
We got the Currys.
Yes.
We had them on, very newlywed when they came in.
Very new. They try to show us up with all the gushies.
You can't beat no newlywed couple. Like it's hard. It's really hard.
I don't know. It's been so long ago since we was newlyweds.
Well, technically, we kind of renewed some things, but we'll talk about that later. So yeah, we had the Currys. Shout out to Debbie and Marcus. That was a good episode. Very interesting. If you have not listened to the episode, go listen to us. But spoiler alert, though. The shit when he kissed her the first day that they met, or the first time they met.
So caught up on that part, like
Because the nigga's brave. That could have went very wrong.
you wouldn't have been that brave to kiss somebody first meeting them.
That could go very wrong.
It can.
You could be in jail. Sexual assault.
Jail. Very true, but I mean, for them, it did definitely work out for the best. So if you haven't listened to that episode, definitely go check it out.
Yes.
And then who else did we have? The Rones, which was one of my, not saying that any of the other ones were not good, but the Rones was definitely one of my favorite couples because they were fun. They were fun to talk to.
Yeah, they were definitely a favorite. I would say definitely a pod
One
favorite.
of them, yeah. So they were very good. And then we had...
That was great. But that was so the Currys one, just to say, if you look for the episode, the Currys one was called A Stranger's Kiss. And the Rones one was called Bonafide Love.
Mm-hmm. And then we had...
we had Rock and Sam on. Interesting. They weren't a married couple, but had been together. If they was in Virginia, they'd be married.
Yep, Commonwealth law? Or
Commonwealth marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had them on, which was dope. That episode is called I Swooped Him.
Then we had
am I missing a couple?
The most talented, the most wonderful, the most lovingest lady ever.
Imperial.
Auntie, a.k.a. Miss Lisa.
Yes.
A.k.a. our marriage guru.
Yes. That episode is called Our Marriage Savior. And
she definitely was
great.
her in Jesus. Definitely were.
That was a great episode. We actually released that episode on our anniversary day. And it is now the weekend of our anniversary. So this is our part 2 of our anniversary episode week. So that was great, man. We just had Miss Lisa on to talk about our marriage and how she helped us and what she sees
dropped
now.
Some jewels as well.
And what she sees in us now. So definitely, man, if you're married and you're having trouble, you're having issues, we as a podcast formally insist, we recommend that you find some counseling. Find a mediator that is good, that is impartial, that is going to see both sides and help you guys as a couple. It's
and especially with couples of color, they never really want to go and get help. It's always, I'm too busy, I can't really go, or that's I've heard it called, that's some white people shit, things like that. But it's really not. Like, whether it's couple related or whether you're just going for yourself, mental illness is real, and definitely should be taken seriously, and definitely talk to somebody.
Listen, man, and that's something that's very deep rooted. What you were talking about right there, as far as there's a lot of black people, especially in older generations, that would say certain stuff like that is white people. That's some white people stuff. So can we talk about?
I'm sorry, El Boogie has come in here. You know how we do. Are you serious right now? Put those down. We will talk about this in a moment. Come back here. You might as well say hello to the people. Say hello. Hi. Hi, people. Say hi, people. Hi, people. All right. Love you. Goodbye. Love you. Goodbye. We're going to talk about this. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I'm sorry about him.
It's all right. The kids just act like they don't know that when we do this. Sorry, I'll clip this part out.
I don't understand. Okay, hold on. Before we even continue, you ain't got to cut it out. Before we continue, I don't know how in the hell someone so small, this is her fourth or fifth pair of headphones that she has gone through during COVID. That means in the last 2 months. How do you go through so many headphones? I can say this though, I'm not buying another motherfucking pair. Like, I'm not. I've quit after the last ones. Your mom keeps
I've been saying,
buying them. I'm not buying them.
I've been saying Bluetooth is the answer for Lyria, but for some reason she can't keep them charged up.
Kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Broke.
I'm done.
Those are the soldiers. Those ones lasted for a minute. Those probably lasted the longest out of all of them from start to finish.
Explain this to Nana, because these were Nana's.
I'm pretty sure Nana gave those up.
Well, I don't know how you get in trouble because this is ridiculous. Okay, moving on.
Back to what we were talking about.
Yes, seeking help. I'm sorry, but seeking help, I just think is very, very important. And I think that everybody should definitely look into it. It is not, I don't know, people, like I said, us ethnic people, we want to go and know Jesus. Yes, Jesus does help you and you can pray about it and all that. But why would he make counselors? So I just think that if you need, especially in your marriage or if you're in a relationship, and definitely seek marital counseling before you get married. Make sure that you're making the right decision. And I think that it's a good idea for a bit of a pick-me-up during the marriage. I mean, once you get married, your troubles do not automatically be over. If anything, they start. Everybody always thinks, oh, well, marriage is just a piece of paper. It's really not. It's you and this person forever. Y'all trying to make it work. It's two individual people trying to coexist. So, and I mean, I'm definitely an advocate for every 6 months or once a year, you just have that refresher with a therapist, make sure everything moving straight. I mean, you don't just buy a car and never get an oil change, things like that. You have to maintain it. You have to keep the maintenance up, got to kick the tires, got to make sure everything under the hood is working.
Yeah.
So
gotta get that oil change, fam.
Yep.
Yeah. And I was saying that I think that I don't want our black people to feel as though, that, like we said, especially in past generations, that's white people shit. That's something white people do or whatever. And I would say definitely in older generations, that was a fact. Like, that was something that white people did. Black people didn't do that. But you have to think about, and I was about to say, you have to think about why. That's an advantage. That's something that I think everybody who is struggling with any type of mental, any type of mental condition, any type of condition that affects your mental or that affects your life, you know what I'm saying? Seeking counseling or going to a psychiatrist is something that you need. It's something that you can need to help clear your mind, to help get the things off your chest, to help pinpoint what it is that you're struggling with in life so you can, fix it.
But you said back, you said back in the day, right?
I'm saying in more generations, it was more common. But white people have always in this country been ahead of minorities.
Yes.
They've always been ahead of minorities. And psychology and counseling is something, like I said, that people need. And of course, it wasn't offered, it wasn't given to people of color especially way back in the day. And we had to come up with certain things as far as like, oh, well, which we already know, black people, we struggle from the we're so strong complex. You know what I'm saying? We're so strong, we don't need counseling. We're so strong.
Or we too busy. We
don't
got
have
too many jobs.
Depression. What's a depression? What's an exhausted?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So
even though they knew that they were exhausted. But back in the day, especially when racism and things like that was so blatant, you don't have time to be exhausted. Especially, you know, most people who rented or bought a house, you were moved to a certain area. Then you had to maintain that house. And sometimes you do have either single parents or you have both parents working 2 and 3 jobs just trying to maintain what they're doing. You don't have time. You don't have time to be exhausted. You don't have time to spend money on anything extra but to maintain your house or your lifestyle or your living and things like that. So I can kind of see why people from back in the day did not have the resources to do so.
Right.
But now with so much stuff like, you know, insurance and things like that, it's becoming more accessible. And now we just don't want to because our ancestors didn't do it. And
Right.
that's definitely not the case. If
Right.
you are feeling any kind of way, maybe you should. I mean, they do trials.
They actually fought for us to be able to have these things available to us.
Facts. So Miss Lisa, aka Einstein, she definitely worked her magic. She
And I had
did
to be
her
convinced.
thing.
I had to be convinced. I'm not going front. I had to be convinced that counseling,
Marriage counseling?
no, just period, that counseling would be something, would be the thing that would work. You know what I'm saying? Something that would work for us. I had to be convinced. I wanted to try it because I want what?
I'm listening.
I wanted to try it definitely because I wanted to do whatever I could to try to fix our marriage. But, you know, I was definitely a point in time in my life where I was on that side of like counseling. You know what I'm saying?
But by the time-
especially the sour, I'm sorry, one more thing. Okay. Especially the sour taste in our mouth from when we tried it before. Wasn't really
It was
helpful.
definitely a sour taste in my mouth because the little therapist lady, she just was on your coattail. She was like, everything you was doing was right, and everything you was doing was
and that's not what we
right.
needed.
Exactly. We didn't need a yes man at all. So that's where the negative tone was for me, was because I didn't want anyone to just come in and just take your side. What I knew that we both were not in the wrong, but I'm like, I knew blatantly a lot of stuff that was going on was not right. And it's like, you can't tell me that it is right.
Right.
Because it's not.
And I could speak from the side of that person that side got taken a lot and when we had those counseling. It doesn't help me. Doesn't help me at all that my one side is being taken.
And it didn't help because then you get that excuse, or lack of a better term, to be like, what I'm doing is not wrong, even if you know that it is.
It takes two.
But by the time we got with Miss Lisa, we were already broken up.
Yeah.
And it was kind of just, I mean, it was suggested that we get counseling before we broke up, but you didn't want to do it. So I was like, okay, cool. So then we ended up breaking up, and it was kind of just because you couldn't told me we was getting back together. I was like, we are not getting back together ever.
Period.
Again, like ever. I was convinced, and I even prayed. I was like, if we end up back together, it ain't nothing but the Lord. And I had plenty of conversations with Jesus, just being like,
No, I'm cool.
yeah, absolutely not. Let your will be done. But if it ain't your will, then no.
Don't make a way. Right.
But and then that was just a kind of a suggestion, like in passing. It was like, well, you know, there's always, and I think we were fresh and broke up. I think maybe we had been broken up for maybe a couple days when we even, it was either a couple days or a week when we even sat down with Miss Lisa, because I think we had the conversation, And then you were kind of nervous because you was like, I don't know about this. And then we met with her and you was cool with her. And then the healing process began.
Yes. So I don't want us to walk you guys through, the entire story because we love to tell this story. Obviously, we love to tell a story. It makes us both happy to tell how we fixed everything and how we got on the path to where we are right now, which is a great place. So.
It was definitely difficult though.
Yes.
And I mean, I guess I say that to say, and even with my post for our anniversary, it was just basically to say, like, a lot of people think that they know, oh, well, my relationship's fine, my relationship's good, and they like to portray that everything is all flowers and rainbows, and that shit is not. It is not always flowers and rainbows. Sometimes you get on my damn nerves, and I'm sure some days I get on your nerves. You just be looking at me like, oh my gosh. Like this, some days it's going to be like that. Some days it's raw, it's gritty, it's hard, it's tough. It is just, it pulls out your hair, but it's worth it if you both think that it's worth it. So, I mean, it could definitely be tough. And our road to where we are now was a long and cobbled stone, sharp, pointy rocks at the, it was rough to get to where we are. But I mean, we are a good, 3 years strong?
From that moment, yeah.
Yep, from that moment, we're a good 3 years strong. And I think, I didn't, like I said in the interview, I didn't agree with it at the time, but it was definitely, we needed to be broken completely down to rebuild to where we are today. So you guys definitely have to check out the episode. But
yeah, check it out. Check out the episode. It's called Our Marriage Savior, featuring Miss Lisa.
Okay, she's amazing.
So yeah, check out all of those episodes. Like we said, we released that one. We released all these episodes during the month of our anniversary, and we released that episode particularly on our anniversary day, May 28th, which just passed. So that leads us kind of a little nice segue into talking about our anniversary. Now, I was about to slip and say it because I wanted to wait until we start talking about our anniversary. But if you don't know, if you haven't followed us, then you wouldn't know that this past anniversary was our
10 year. 10 year.
10, it was a dime.
10 year married. We have been together for 14 of them things. But we have been married for 10 years. And like we said it before, it has not.
For 10 years too. That also says we've been in Arizona for 10 years.
It has not always been wonderfulness, but it has definitely been worth it. So yes, we had our 10 year and we celebrated because if you are listening to this, we, like the rest of the world, have been in quarantine.
Yes.
Because of Coronis dust ass and rolled her funk ass
into 2020.
And I mean, it had messed up a whole lot of people's plans. Some people graduated high school and college, and our
really El Boogie
did not get her kindergarten graduation at all. So, I mean, it left a lot of people's plans. A lot of people wanted to get married. This year, they weren't able to. We were supposed to have celebrated our 10 year in Cali, renewing our vows on the beach in front of the Lord, and that didn't happen. However, I will say the way that we did it, it came out amazing.
Yeah, we did that.
And I wouldn't give that up for the world.
So let's talk about that then. So we woke up in the morning and we had already decided, like she said, that we wanted to renew our vows on our 10th year anniversary. And
I just want to say it was very important to me that we renewed it because we were going to just put it off and not do it until we were able to do what we envisioned.
Yes.
But it was very important to me because I felt like everything normally we do happens on our anniversary. That was the first time he asked me on, well, not asked me on a date, but that was the first time he asked me to be his girlfriend. And that was a day. That was the day that he asked me to be his wife. That was the day that we got married. So the day itself is just very important to us. So I just felt as though it was very important that we renewed our vows on that day. And because, like we stated, we broke up before. We had a lot of turmoil. We had infidelities. We had lying. We had cheating. We had everything go on between this whole 10-year stretch.
Right.
And it was very important, I'm sure for you, but for me to wipe that completely clean. We had not only all that bad stuff, we had, us getting back together and such a wonderful newness come into the relationship. And then, we've been reading more and praying more and just getting more within the Lord. So I just thought that we need a fresh start. We need to recommit our marriage to the Lord and to ourselves and to each other. So I was like, we have to do this. So as you were saying, I woke you up because we had been up since 2. Well, okay, I took a nap.
Like almost 3, yeah.
I fell asleep, but we were up basically until 2. So we ended up falling asleep. And then on our wedding or on our anniversary, I woke you up and we had already stated that we were going to renew vows and we were going to give gifts.
Listen, y'all, when I tell y'all that Simone still has the kid, so much kid in her. To this day, she's a full grown ass adult, 30 years old.
30 plus.
30 plus, I was going to say 30 plus years old. And she still is the first person to wake up on Christmas to get everybody up early in the morning. I mean, early. She wants to get up early. She is not waiting. So on our anniversary, same thing. She got me up. Even though we went to sleep 4 hours ago, she waking me up like, time to get up. She's like all happy and smiling. I'm like, yo.
I was like, are you awake? Yes, I'm awake. Yes.
So yes, she could not wait to get up. And I couldn't wait. Well, I could have waited. But I was excited about it as well. So we got up. We read our vows. We shed a little tears.
Finally, guys, I got some tears out of his ass for our wedding anniversary. So we did, and it was very special. And he put mine to shame because I read my little vows, and then he came with this long ass. But it was long, so I was just like, maybe I should have wrote more. But it was just so nice.
I had a lot.
So sweet, and it definitely, our vows came from the heart, so we did shed tears. And then I'm telling you guys, if you're Christian or Jesus believers and you are getting married or doing a renewal, we definitely recommend a unity cross.
Yes, nice.
The unity cross is amazing, and I said I was going to write them a review, and it's not a paid advertisement or anything. It was just nice. Actually, so what happened? We were, we had our mindset on that we were going to do the sand, pour the sand in together, kind of a unity sand. Mm-hmm. And I actually stumbled upon the unity cross on accident. Maybe it was an accident. Maybe it was the Lord. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I stumbled upon it and I was like, what the heck is a unity cross? I looked it up on YouTube and I loved it. I loved what it represented. I loved the way that it looked. And so I ordered it, which was about $155, $56. Mm-hmm. So it's a little pricey, but it's worth it. It is so worth it. So I ordered it. It came in an amazing box. The box is sturdy. So if anyone, when it's getting delivered to you, it could get banged up. The box would hold the cross. It was a very elegant, very nice, sturdy box that it came in, and it was just amazing. And then it showed you, how you could pray if you wanted to, and other things that you can get if you wanted to. How in the service, if you're having a full service, because we did ours in our bedroom, on our bed, but if you were having a full service, how to do it, when to do it, what the preacher would read and things like that. So we would definitely recommend that you would get it because it's amazing. And I was so happy with the product. I really, really was. But it was more than just a product to us. It was just a covenant with the Lord. And it just meant so much more to us.
Yes. And if you go to unitycross.com and use the code for better or work. No, I'm just playing this. This is not a paid ad. This is not a paid ad. This is a personal recommendation. Personal
It's
recommendation.
amazing. You can always get it off of Amazon. It is a really, really good gift. So if any of our friends are getting married, that's probably what y'all gonna get from us.
Yeah.
But it is really, really good. So we did do that. And we exchanged our gifts. Then our parents ended up giving us an amazing gift.
Redesigned, yes.
They
remodeled
redesigned
our room.
Yes, they remodeled our entire room.
I would
which-
say redesigns. Would remodel be the right word? Like you tearing walls down if you're remodeling, right?
Right. I think it's just
Redesign.
Yeah.
They had redecorated.
Redecorated.
Yes.
But I mean, the last time we talked to y'all, we was living in our little small
yeah.
place, and we have moved into our
We never talked
Jesus
about
house,
this one, please.
our 2-story wonderfulness Jesus house is what we call it.
Room for everybody. Room for our mothers.
Yes,
That's a whole nother episode too. I'm trying to get them on so we can
they
talk
has
about.
just been refusing.
Yeah, so we could. I don't even want to talk about past and stuff like that. I love for them to talk about our marriage and what they see in our marriage and just the dynamic that we have. Because people think it's crazy. People think it's crazy that we live with both of our mother-in-laws. Like both of our mothers. Like they're like, you live with your mother-in-law?
Yeah,
Yeah. And y'all get along?
yeah.
Yeah. It's all good.
I think if anything, it's me and my mom. We got to butt heads just a little bit. It's not a lot because I mean, at the end of the day, it's your mom. So what are you gonna do? You gotta show that respect. But I mean, it is definitely it's great. It is definitely great. I mean, we all work together.
Good team, yeah.
You know, we're in a house of 6. So, but
And we've been trapped in here together and we've been living it.
yes, we haven't killed each other. No meanness, and our house is big enough that if you do have some kind of grievance, you have more than enough space to go to your room. But we haven't had any grievances, and everything's been great. So, but yeah, they remodeled or redecorated our room. So that was a great gift. So our 10th anniversary is definitely going to be memorable because of the coronas.
And it's going to be a 2-part one because when we get a chance to cut loose, we jumping right to it and finishing the festivities.
Yes. Agreed.
Yeah, so it was a good 10. And we plan on I want to keep the celebration for the entire 10 year. Like I feel like we should be through the entire 10th year doing stuff to celebrate that we've been married 10 years.
I agree.
I think, yeah.
We can do it.
Let's get it. So yeah, that's that. That's that. All right, so thank you guys for tuning. No, I'm fucking with y'all.
I can't do.
you was about to be like, oh, we done?
I'm like, I know it ain't been no hour already.
So yeah, you seen us talking about it, and again, like we said in those episodes that we started in May, you didn't hear us talk about quarantine or COVID at all because those episodes were prior to it becoming a pandemic. Coronavirus was, of course, happening, but it wasn't.
Coronas has shut the entire world down. And it just amazes me. I mean, not the virus itself. I mean, that shit's scary. But the fact that the world was shut down. I mean, when I first really heard about it was when I think the NBA was like, yeah, we're not doing no games. And I was like, what? Like,
Yeah, that was crazy.
You shutting down the NBA? And then everything started shutting down, restaurants and everything. And then, you know, where I work, I've been working from home the last 2 months. And I was like, what?
Which is great.
Working from home. I mean, yeah, for you, because I'm working. I'll be there.
I love you. I'm saying I love you working from home. If I was working from home too, that'd be great too. But
hey, Leland. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's definitely not bad. I gotta enjoy it. I do.
I enjoy you working from home. You don't got to get out and travel and go to what?
Do you need something? Me, moms? No, just Oh. And I like it. I like that you are not going out either, because the world right now is crazy. Sorry, I was
no. You can lean back.
relaxing.
Just bring your mic back.
But world right now is crazy, and I'm glad that you are on the coronas too, and you I stayed in the house where I
ain't
can
been
see
working
you.
though.
You have a lot. Video shoots, editing, OOB. You got goddamn commercials and flyers and shit that you got to do. Yes, you have been working. Yo, bang balls off.
Yeah, it's been an experience, man. All of this stuff and keeping everybody inside, social distancing,
Masks,
yeah,
gloves,
masks, yeah, all of this stuff.
sanitizer. There was a whole little no toilet paper scare in the stores, no water in the stores. Like at one point in time, it was scary.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty scary. And then, the news, it was just on the news all the time. And I was like, I'm not. Anything that I hear, I'm just gonna have to hear from Verse because I can't keep looking at this all day. So, I stopped. I stopped with a lot of social media and a lot of news and stuff like that because it was giving me anxiety because it was a whole bunch of unknown. And then with the entire world shutting down the way that it did, like it was nothing to play with. But I mean, and then you have all of the theories. Trump could have did it because of re-election, stimulus package, he's buying votes. And then you also have, the Lord's trying to get your attention, kind of thing. Maybe he's, because I mean, to think about it, when you are with your family, you're with the family, you guys are laughing more, spending that time. It's not all about, let me get to work, let me do this. You're not as busy. It could have been. Who knows why this has happened? And I will say this, that we have not lacked anything. And I'm just thanking and praising the Lord that we haven't. I mean, a lot of people have lacked so much,
We
so
were
much
able
stuff.
to move.
Yep.
And keep and change all of our expenses around and be able to keep and maintain this upgrade and this blessing. We've been blessed through this
Phenomenally.
quarantine. Big time.
And I'm so happy because 2019 was a big toothless ass bitch with hands.
And
she
man, it
had
seemed like-
hands and she beat the hell
And it
out
seemed
of
like
us.
seemed like she had a hold on 2020 too. Like it seemed like the same 2019 was going to repeat itself for 2020. It was a struggle trying to get the new place like we wanted to. It was, it started off. It started
a
off
struggle though. I would call it. It was a lot of unknowns, and we were kind of.
Well, I mean, if we're can I be completely honest? Can I be transparent?
Of course.
There was definitely a big point in time where we didn't think we'd have the money to move.
Yes.
Like that was
Yes.
that was what I mean. Like that was the troubling part because we really weren't sure. And we had some blessings in the form of people who care for us.
Yes, because with 2019, I can't stand 2019, but with 2019, we were literally robbing Peter to pay Paul every single month. We had debt up to our eyeballs. Like it was the hardest financial year we have ever had. And it wasn't only financial, it was mental health, it was physical health, it was so much stuff that was beating our asses. So with that, you're trying to also move and you still have regular bills. You're trying to move into another place. You have your regular bills and your regular internet, your phone bill, your light bill, everything that you have. And then on top of that, you have to find the money for you to move. So it was definitely a time when we didn't think that we would have the resources, but not only did God show up and show out, we had amazing, amazing friends that it was crazy because when we were moving in 2019, we did have people who lent and helped us, but it wasn't the same. Mm-hmm. It was like we definitely got a lot of turnbacks in 2019, but in 2020, like people were very, what's the word I'm looking for? Gracious? Maybe that's generous. They were very, very generous to us, like very. And we were able to not only move, but we were able to pay back people that helped us, pay back everybody actually, and was able to do what we wanted to do. We've been paying down debt and having savings. And I mean, a lot of this stuff, a lot of people are like, oh, well, this is what we have on a normal basis. But when you go from having savings to having this thing to absolutely falling completely down, you know how much you take for granted. And so we're back up, and I'm so grateful to the Lord and for every person that has helped us. And it was just, like I said, they were just gracious. They were so gracious and giving, and like, it wasn't even like, oh, well, you gotta give me my money back. It was just like, no, you give it to us when we have it.
Some of the people's like, no, just keep it.
And it was like, nope. Even though we didn't, I mean, it was mind blowing. Like, this whole entire year, even with COVID and all of the stuff that's going on, we have been phenomenally blessed. Phenomenally blessed.
Correct.
Thank you. We have been blessed.
Yeah.
And I just continue, and I can't stop thanking the Lord for blessing us. When you walk through our shoes and been through where we are, you cannot not praise the Lord for where we are today. Like, we are in a completely different space. You can breathe, and I'm just amazingly, I just get blown away all the time. I'm amazed. Like, our jobs haven't let us down. We've been making more than making ends meet, and I know a lot of people are really going through, but I have to praise God for where we are. Because while we were struggling, a lot of people were chilling, everyone has their season, and I'm just glad that this is our season for the Lord to shine His grace upon us.
We've been blessed in abundance, even with everything happening around us. It seems like we're still on the up path. We're still on the track going up. So it's been good. We've been getting a lot of things, a lot of prayers, and have been answered for us, and people around us. And it's been a blessed time. And I know to some people it may seem like, oh, you're talking about bless this, bless that, all the things that you have, when, a lot of people around the world are losing so much. But I'm just telling you that we're just saying this to say, if you stick to it, you stick to your what we do, what we pray, we stick together, we come up with the solutions, and we've been blessed.
Everybody has a season, and this is definitely not bragging, but when it's all about that one passage. When you think of the goodness and all that the Lord has done for you, your soul cries out. And that's just what it is. Like, we went from the dirt to where we are now. Like,
got it out the mud.
When we say that 2019 was hell on wheels, it was. And when we say it was financial, it was physical, it was mental, it was everything all at once. It was. So it's definitely not a brag. And it's definitely not, oh, well, the rest of the world's going through hell and y'all just, it's definitely not that. But we have to praise the Lord, because it won't nothing but Him. We could be just like, other people. So the fact that we are so blessed, my soul cries out.
You got to share it. You got to share it because, especially in a world where a lot of things you see are negative, whether you see it on TV, whether you see it on social media, like a lot of stuff going on in this world is negative, and it's always good. I know I always feel good when I see something positive. I'm telling you, and I scroll down my timeline, and when I see the negativity, I just keep swiping. And when I see something positive, I find myself stopping on that more often.
When you find that flower in the concrete, it is, especially now with, we got COVID, like we said, got to wear your mask and your gloves. You got to stay 6 feet apart. Some people don't want to do that, and everybody wants the world to open up the way that it was, and I get it. And then you have racism that's still out, that's still alive and kicking, and we have, at this point in time, we have George Floyd, who has passed away from the senseless act of the person who's supposed to be protecting and serving, killed, and not, by suffocation, not by a knee on the neck for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, but for 9 minutes. You know how long you got to do something for 9 minutes? I mean, when you see an ad, when we watching Hulu and we got an ad for 60 seconds. We'd be like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. 9 minutes, and it's not even 9 silent minutes. This is 9 minutes, and I haven't watched the video. I'll take that back. I've seen a little tiny snippet of the video. No, I wouldn't even say the video. It was pictures. When I first saw the story, it was just pictures. It was 3 pictures. It was one picture of him on the ground. It was another picture of him clearly gasping for air, and then it was another picture of him, his lifeless body. He was dead. Unfortunately, I saw that while Verse was not in the house, and that instantly, it shook me to the core, and I knew that this one would be bad. Because with everything that everybody is going through right now, you have this BS. So
people
I knew
are already frustrated.
Yes. And then, but I mean,
anxious.
let's be real. This ain't the first man. And everybody always say, oh, it's a black man. It's not only black people that are getting their asses handed to them.
It's not only black people that are getting harmed by police. It is not only white police officers that are harming people.
Yes.
I hate when people completely attach it to one entity. It's not just white people. It's not just white cops. It's not just black men.
Yeah, and you know what, to be honest, it's not even just police officers either. You know, I mean, with just recently there was just so many stories about inhumane treatment against one another. But when I saw that story, and it shook me to my core that I couldn't even concentrate. And, you know, you were doing your thing and, you know, making your moves, but I wanted you to come home. And when I say I watched the clock, you said that you were going to be done. I think I found out maybe 45 minutes to an hour before you're supposed to say that you were going to be done. Okay. And I was shaken to my core because you're out there. You're out of the house, and I'm not with you. And I'm not saying that I'm a superhero, but if anything was to happen, then I'm gonna, you know, stop right there, kind of thing. But it just makes me feel better when I am with you, and I know that you can take care of yourself. You're a grown man, and I understand all of this, but I like to be with you. It just makes me feel better. And you were out by yourself, and I'm just like, and I knew it. I knew that this was gonna shake the world because, like you said, tensions are high. People in the house, they can't go outside. They can't go to restaurants. They can't do anything. And then you have this. And not only that, you had Ahmaud. I don't remember his last name.
Ahmaud Arbery.
Yes. You running. We can't do nothing. So let me go outside to have a run. No, you have fucking racist ass people. You get shot by a shotgun and all you're doing is running. So you have that then shook the world. Then you have stank ass lady who was told to leash her little dog, and she calls the police screaming and yelling that, this is a black man. That black man is threatening me and my life and my dog, while she's holding the dog by his collar, dang near suffocating the dog while she's on the phone lying to the police. And I had a friend who basically messaged me, and she's like, I'm just so sorry about what's going on. And I'm like, and I get it. And she's not black. So she just, she's from the outside. She's looking in.
She's white?
Huh?
She's white?
Yes.
Okay.
And she's from the outside looking in. But I mean, this stuff is now starting to shake white people.
That was nice of her.
It was.
Does she come off as an ally?
No, I mean, yeah, she's definitely.
She's
black
boyfriend?
No, she does not have a black boyfriend.
I'm joking.
It's such a dork. Anyway, but no, she, she's, was very, because she had just heard the story. She's like, oh my gosh, did you hear about what happened? And I'm like, yeah, but it's unfortunately that when stuff like this happens, you don't think anything's going to happen. Mm-hmm. I did not think for 1 second that he was going to be fired. The cop that did it, I didn't think that he was going to be arrested,
for real?
Yeah, well, that's what they say. They say he was arrested for third-degree murder, which I do not know what third degree murder is. I've heard of first degree and second degree manslaughter and things like that. But, you know, that's what they say. But I mean, the world is just very much on edge right now. And then you also still have to deal with being black in America. You have to also deal with being a minority in America. And you also have to deal with people who are taking their positions and their titles and they're just thinking that they are ahead of humanity.
Right.
You have all of this on top of fighting a damn virus that can take out anybody regardless of color. But of course, it does attack minorities faster and differently. So you're just dealing with so much stuff that has been going on. And like I said, it shook me. And as soon as you walked through the door, I could do nothing but hug you. Because I'm just like, I can't. Like, I can't deal with this. And even now with social media, you got people looting and, I mean, protesting, great. And you even see, you know, white people standing with black people, standing with Mexican people. We're all just like, hey, you cannot do this to humanity. And we are uniting, which is wonderful, against it's power against the people who they consider to be powerless. You know, and I'm glad that everybody's unifying, but the looting, to me, and it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. So we're mad at the cops. How many of these looters or people who are protesting been to the police station? How many of y'all have done sit-ins at the police station? We want answers, but we're going to go and rob the Mr. Wayne down there at the bakery. You see him every day. Small business owner. Why are y'all stealing his bread? Why are you burning down his shop? Mm-hmm. I don't recall him being a police officer. I don't recall him being what? Or whatever. If you know, whatever the reason you're protesting. I don't recall Mr. Wayne the baker being that. Right. But yeah, you didn't ruin Mr. Wayne's life because you didn't burn down his business and stole his bread. Like, we need to do better. Yeah. And when I say we, I mean everybody, not just black folk, not just Mexicans, not just white with people.
The looting, we've seen that historically, that the looting, people will, I mean, Martin said it in one of his stand-ups one time, like the motherfuckers is looting, they don't even know what we doing. Mm-mm. What this shit about? Who?
What happened?
Gregory.
While you got a dang TV in your hand, talking about what? They did that?
Yeah, and you know, there was protests here, like there's protests here down, I believe, going on, and there were protests last night, and they you know, broke into and looted, you know, the Scottsdale Mall, which a lot of people were saying, kind of like what you were saying, you know, go fuck up the people you mad at shit, the people that don't get it shit. But even so, it's like it doesn't help anything. And I've seen people that were part of the protest last night and said that the people that were protesting were downtown, were in Phoenix. There was other people that was not part of the protest that was out. Those people, we was downtown. People that was protesting, they saying we was downtown. Whoever that wasn't us. We didn't just go from downtown and then go to Scottsdale and
just took this as a damn opportunity to go get some free shit.
Yeah, so they were saying that too, because seems like the media is trying to say that the protesters were also the looters, which is not the case. I was, you know, and you know, looking at those videos, and I haven't seen some of the videos that have been floating around about some white YouTuber or something like that, kind of like starting and looting and something like that and recording it. But
anything for likes.
Listen,
anything for likes.
Listen, y'all niggas is dumb as hell out there taking Apple products. You bring that Apple product home, connect that bitch to your Wi-Fi if you want to. Connect it to your Wi-Fi if you fucking want to. They know exactly where that shit. Come on, man. Apple. Yeah. Nowadays, you can't steal a lot of shit because it's just not gonna. A lot of things. They're just gonna know where it's at.
Technology. But like you said earlier today when we were having a discussion about it, you can't get answers by doing illegal shit.
Exactly.
Oh, we want answers. We want justice. But I'm out here stealing and doing shit that I'm not supposed to do. I'm breaking the law, you know, kind of thing. So it's like, I know sometimes you have to bend the law to get answers. Like when blacks weren't allowed in diners. So, it said white only. So black people went inside the diner and they did sit-ins. Technically, they were not following the law. So sometimes, yes, you do have to bend the law.
But that's
to get
it is a good.
answers.
But those are bad law. Those were bad laws. It's not a bad law. I know that's what you're saying. But I'm saying those were bad laws. It's not a bad law that you can't break in and still take some shit that's not yours.
Exactly. You cannot come into my shop and take my cash register.
Right.
Like, so, sometimes the rules do need to be bent because they need to be changed. But you cannot go and steal and burn down someone's shop because you're upset. You can't do it then, you can't do it now. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. It's not, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not productive.
It's not. It's very counterproductive.
And then I even had to stop being on social media because, it's sad. The video went viral. You see it everywhere. This man's crying out for his mom, screaming for 9 minutes that he can't breathe, screaming for 9 minutes for his mom, screaming and pleading for his life.
Over a forged check.
Supposedly, which comes to find out, he didn't even do.
Oh, really?
Get out of town.
Even if
what
he did.
could have happened if you just asked me a question? If you would have asked me if I did or whatever the case. But even if he did do it, let's say the man forged the check.
That's a
death sentence.
Death sentence, yes.
Because I could have sworn when a man shot up the church with the gun in the hand and bullets, surrounded by dead bodies, he was walked out of the church in handcuffs, and they took him to go get something to eat.
I think they had him in a bulletproof vest too.
Yes, walking him out. Oh, that's fine. But because you heard that I did some shit, what happened to cuffing you and letting you sit on the curb until we figure this whole thing out? No, I guess that's not a thing. And I don't know. I just think it was definitely something that was going to happen because the world is ready to blow.
I just don't understand why that was necessary. And you're right.
It wasn't. But then again, when is it necessary? When is it not able that you can't run down your street? When can't you step into a Starbucks? You can't even sit in your own living room or sleep in your own bed because if the cops bust in, what's her name? Breonna, I forget her last name, was sitting in her house. Oh, we killed her. Oh, we had the wrong house. Didn't even call the police or the police didn't even call ambulance. The person, her boyfriend or whoever she was on the phone with had to call the ambulance to get them to come back in the house. Like, when is it okay? When are you guys going to appreciate black people as much as you appreciate black culture? You want to have your hair like us and you want to dress like us and you want to do so much stuff like us, but you can't stand us. Doesn't make any sense to me. But
America loves black culture. They do not love black people. They will take a lot of our ideas, a lot of our practices, inventions, all of that stuff. But they don't want us with it.
And don't want us to get paid off of it. They want to take what we have and they want to make all the money and not give us anything for it. But with all of that, it's just so much stuff. It's just so much stuff. I'm glad for the people who have been stepping up, the people who know that they're not in the same race as us. And they have been stepping us and sitting with us. And
shout out to our allies.
Exactly. And for the peaceful protesters who were out there really getting things done. Yeah. I think it's Project Pat. In Georgia, he's been really doing it. T.I.'s been really doing this thing. So a lot of people are out there really trying to make a difference. And at this point in time, how many more people have to die before stuff gets changed? But the good news is the people who did kill Ahmaud, they have been arrested. It took 4 days, but they have been arrested. The cop has been arrested and charged. I'm hoping and praying that these people need to get locked up for murder charges, and they're even looking into the Breonna case. So maybe, just maybe, things are shipping up. But like I said, we are so used to people shooting black people, unarmed people, not just black people, shooting unarmed people, beating on unarmed people, using excessive force on not only people of color, but all these people, and they're just getting away with it, that there's not much hope. So hopefully now, because a lot of these cases have the FBI and other, not just local, other people looking into them, maybe we'll get some answers. So
yeah, I think so. And to correct our story too, is saying here on ABC that he was arrested of suspicion of using a counterfeit bill, not a forged check, which is something different in itself, because I mean, really, that's something you got to investigate, because I don't even know what would the situation could have been, that I was using a counterfeit bill and I was trying to get over, or the situation could have been I didn't even know I had a counterfeit bill. Somebody gave me a counterfeit bill.
Exactly, I got this shit from the ATM. I got this from someone else who paid me. Like that, is a whole. Like I said, you have to sit and you have to talk. You have to communicate. Oh, and Floyd was pretty tall and pretty big. So, I felt strong about my life or whatever the case may be. But what happened to going to this person? You stand, you're where you stand, I'm going to stand where I stand. We're going to sit here and try to figure this out. If we can't figure it out, okay, then we're going to need to take you down to the station. Since when were the cops supposed to be judge and jury? You are supposed to assess the situation. Mm-hmm. And if something needs to happen, then you take them down to the prison. You book them, they get out, and then the judge handles everything from there. Like, since when does I'm suspected for one thing or another end with me being dead? Yep. But yet, if I'm someone else, I can go and shoot up a school and I can shoot up a church and, he had a trouble pass. Out of here. So, I don't know. I'm just taking a break because I can't. It's a lot going on.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot. I posted today on Facebook, like, this is not the world I want to give my kids. Like, this world is crazy, and it's hard to try to raise children up in this world, especially black children, and when they see this.
But it's definitely going backwards. Because, I mean, a lot of people had to raise their kids and things like this when strange fruit was definitely a thing. When you could walk, especially in the South, and you could walk down your street and see someone hanging from a tree. It was definitely a thing. And I don't think that this world, especially America, has been good to minorities ever. So, I mean, it's never been a world that we really wanted to give our children. But now, because of social media and because of internet and things like that, everything's at your fingertips. So everything just comes to you faster. It's nothing new. You just see it faster.
Yeah.
So.
For sure.
But yeah, so we have to just move on. What else has been going on? We had Lyric turn 6.
Mm-hmm.
So we had,
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, just kind of, it's just light. She turned 6, so we had a little unicorn party for her. And so she was very much the princess of the day.
Oh, yeah.
She got her unicorn dress, and we definitely did all the unicorn decorations and the backdrop and her cake and things like that. So L Boogie is 6 now.
6 years
breaking
old.
up all the headphones in the house.
Yeah, I know. You about to get on that, huh?
I'm tired, and from my vacation, going back to the tomorrow. That's right.
Me too.
Yeah, but you have a lot to do because you did not do anything. Yep, you did not do anything. You spent the week with me.
Yes. So
which has been really good.
A lot of catching up to do.
We did. It was very good. We had a very wonderful week, and I'm just so happy, and I'm just sad to see it go.
Yeah, me too. Me too. But back to work. Back to potting,
back to the grind. Yep. So you will hear from us a lot.
Mm-hmm. A lot. Look out for something special coming from ourselves and the Throwers, who have been on multiple episodes with us.
What's in your cup?
And the What's in Your Cup podcast. Ricky T and
Lady T.
Lady T.
Tay.
It's Ricky T and Lady T.
No, you can't change her name.
It's Lady T. That's not her name?
Her name is Lady Tay.
Does Tay not start with a T?
Call her what she wants to be called.
It's Ricky T and Lady T.
Okay, that's why he gonna continue to call me Baker, and you ain't gonna say nothing about it then.
He call you Baker?
not Baker. He'd be like Miss Baker, and you was the
No.
one that was like, no, he can't call you
Yeah,
that.
he can't call you Miss
Da-da-da-da.
Baker.
No.
That's what
You
I was
can't. You can't call her Lady T,
T.
if that's not her name. You call her what she wants to be called.
Ricky T and Lady Tay 80.
See, appreciate
There you
you.
go. There you go. Yeah, check them out. What's in Your Cup podcast. This is also not a paid ad.
Yes, we are going to definitely start something new with them. I am so excited, which we still have to have our meeting, and then you will hear what that is soon. So that's exciting.
Big things on the horizon.
More couples.
Yeah, more couples will be returning. Well, speaking of that, we'll talk off air about another couple that's ready to go. But,
yay. Woo woo.
yeah, we'll a lot of stuff coming. A lot of stuff coming from us. More things. You guys stay tuned. Stay looking out for the episodes. We will not. I'm looking at my wife in the eye so that we can be on one accord with this. We will not be taking another break anytime soon.
No, we
drop
won't.
these
I don't know what you're
pods.
looking at me for. Like,
So we can be on one accord.
okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm
Not
not
blaming you.
I'm not gonna say anything because every time I say something, then you be like,
been saying what?
No.
Oh, I've been slacking. You've been good.
I didn't say that.
Oh,
I
that's what I'm saying.
just
What you
agree that we're not going to take any more breaks.
Hell yeah.
We just gonna leave it at that.
Hell yeah.
All right. We done?
I guess so. How long you think we've been recording?
I don't know. How long has it been?
You're not gonna take a guess?
Jeez. Hour.
Hour and 2 minutes.
Yeah. Woo woo. Woo woo.
All right, so let's get on the body here. I'm sad to go. We've been missing this. I've been missing this, and I'm glad we're getting back at this. I am VA Verse. Across from me.
Well, apparently we have definitely not done this in a long time because we have
interrupt the
not.
outro?
Yes, because we leave with love?
Oh, we didn't leave with love.
Oh.
You know, it's been a minute. You know, it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
We don't have to leave with
No,
love
let's leave
if you
with
don't
love.
want to, because I mean, maybe you're not feeling the love.
Whatever. I forgot, child.
Who you talking to?
What are you talking about? It's a podcast with me and you. What are you saying?
You go ahead and say your stuff first.
No, you go first.
I don't want to.
But you brought it. But you the one that reminded us. So I think
You are
the
VA
person
Verse.
that-
I am Z. Do you want to end it?
All right, that's how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna leave with love, and then I'm gonna end the episode. You don't get to leave with love now.
You know what?
You don't get to leave with love now.
You know what?
Okay?
No, because if you won't do that,
love
then no. You're not just gonna keep up. You're not gonna just keep on.
How you let me talk? When
I'm not your friend.
talking.
You are so about to lose a friend right now.
So what you saying? You saying if I do that, then what?
You are not about to have a friend at all.
okay.
You do not have a friend in me.
It's okay. I will have a friend.
It's okay. Okay.
No, it's okay. I'm not gonna not have a friend. I'm gonna leave with love, and so are you. Unless you
Now I
unless you
can leave
choose
with
not
love.
to.
Now I'm able to.
know
Now
I'm
you
just-
get permission.
you know I'm just fucking with you.
Thank you,
you acting like
Empire
you thought
of
I
the
was serious?
Radio Verse.
What are you talking about?
Because you was like, I'm gonna leave with love, and then we're gonna end the show.
You thought I was serious?
You are not the dictatorship of
Why
the
we
show.
argue? Look, we just argued for 2 minutes. Why we arguing?
Ooh, boy, let's go ahead and say.
Do
what
you
have
want
to
to leave
say.
with love?
We don't have to. We definitely do
You don't.
not.
Do you want to leave with love?
At this point in time, it's up to you. You know what? I'm gonna leave with love. You know what?
Pause.
I love you, and I will have some sweet shit that I was gonna say.
Pause.
But I'm not gonna.
Can we
I'm
pause?
not pausing now because I'm saying I'm leaving with love, and then you can say whatever you want to say before you live with love. I'm just gonna say I love you, and I appreciate spending these last 10 years with you, and I will continue to love you and be with you, and I appreciate you. And even though I'm not very happy with you at the moment, you still fine.
I love my woman. I love the way that I'm talking about you.
Oh, you're
I
not gonna talk
love-
to me? Okay.
I love my woman. I love the way that she cares for me and that she she goes all out for the people that she cares about, including myself. Like when there's a celebration or when there's time for somebody to be recognized, she recognizes the person, she recognizes me, she builds me up, she boosts me up, and she's just a great addition to my life and to my mental health, to my putting my foot forward. So I really appreciate that about my woman.
Even though you weren't talking to me, I appreciate you too, and I love you too.
All right. I am BA Verse. Across from me is my beautiful wife, Z.
And you are listening to For Better or Worse. Bye, guys.
Yeah, bitch.